Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Mark Pires, Renaissance Man.
Okay, people, gather round. The Mark Pires Renaissance Man show. Is he still alive? Wait, hold on, I'm not done. Trying to get to the bottom of this. Number 2. Is he still alive?
He is Dr. Evil.
Why is he still alive, and why did you answer when I was asking number 2? I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. Number 2!
A plan is in the works, Dr. Evil.
This is wonderful news, number 2. Over 1,000 days in a row, we've managed to keep the world from knowing he exists.
Dr. Evil, he's still going and doesn't care.
Well, we need to find another way to stop the show. He's making me look bad, you know? Yeah, no. Perhaps we can make him look like racist or something?
That may work, Dr. Evil.
Perhaps we can get the media to cancel him?
This is your best idea yet, Dr. Evil.
Okay, number 2. Get me Dr. Facce.
Dr. Evil. Dr. Facce is on the evil monitor.
Thank you, number 2. Dr. Facce.
Dr. Evil. It's Dr. Facce.
Well, Dr. Facce. It looks like the gig is up. The Renaissance Man show knows all about you.
Yeah, look, they created a character after me. We gotta squash him like the friggin' mouse that he is. He calls me a weasel, Fauci. I'm not a weasel, okay? I'm not a doctor. I'm Dr. Facce, okay? Don't call me Dr. Weasel Fauci, okay? Because that's anecdotal.
Anecdotal Fauci. That's what they're always making fun of you about. That you're always anecdotal.
No, I know. Like I said, everything's anecdotal.
Excellent. Dr. Facce, initiate the final plan.
They never even asked you. Welcome, family and friends, to the Mark Pires Renaissance Man Show. We are live every single day of the year for unscripted live comedy, songwriting in the moment, and total inspiration. So join us on a tour of some of the accomplishments and content created in the first 1,000 days and counting of Renaissance Man. So far in 2021, 12 albums and 156 songs have been released into the world. But we're not even close to done yet, fam. My plan is to put an album out every month for the rest of my days, as well as show up for you every single night. I've created 3 feature films this year: Batmark vs. Supermark, Three's Company the Breakup Artist, and A Christmas Story. Within these comedies, many original characters have surfaced. You know, we have Batmark, Dick Facce, which he doesn't look like this really, but that's Facce. And then of course Supermark, who's pretty freaking super if you ask me, just saying. Hammerlin Jamison's a bit of a drunkard, and he tried to get the role of Supermark. It didn't go well. He does all right at a side gig of, newscaster situation. But you can see in that top photo, he's not doing too well these days. Anyway. Dr. Wayne Doppler, tallest man alive, 8'9", Guinness, and he's also in the Batmark and Supermark movie. And Dr. Weasel Fauci, if you don't know who he is, wear 5,647 masks, especially if you're going to Mars. Stuck on Mars. I will be making a movie out of that. Sid 45, make sure you don't get rupees. Sid has rupees literally pouring out of his igloo. Francesco Vigilughi. Look, if you ever need a cartographer, there's just one guy. The Curious Case of Ben Affleck Head. It's about a guy with a head so large, he could literally change the poles. Oh, Dystopia 2021. If you missed that, that's the world we're living in today. If you haven't seen it, I did a couple episodes on it. BB Poo Poo. Don't forget we did 3 cryptos this year. BB Poo Poo, Pee Pee Poo Poo, and of course, Shibbity Bibbity Boo. But it almost was wrecked because of the original Shick Shiggity Boo Boo. Well, look, people are still on the fence, Things were pretty bad for BB Poo Poo at the beginning. And of course, we have many episodes of Spider-Mark, Peter Marker. If you didn't know, check it out. Mark Pires of the Caribbean. That was a hilarious movie. And then if you can't dance, you just, watch this episode. There's 2 of them. Really good stuff. And did you watch Match Game? I did it. And Pressure Luck in it. We did a little Pressure Luck style too, Peter DeMarkin. And if you didn't see Waterworld 2027, I'm the last one left because of the bugaboo. We did many other homages to movies and TV shows and Facce Mulder.
Sonny, you still got the cough?
There are over 100 insane scenes with Dick Facce. And then of course I saved the world, saved all the animals and stuff too. Zucker Chooch, Donald Trump Show, make sure you check that out. And we did a couple of raps over the last year. You may not want to miss those. Trump, Biden, and Christopher Walken rapping? Yeah. Back to the Future, Mark. Guys, the next movie that's coming out, Back to the Future, Mark. You may not remember some of the characters that I was in the past, so let's just go over it in real time. Mark says, I did it. 10 Commandments. Mark Stradamus, telling the future, of course. Oh, and the artwork I created as Leo Marco da Vinci. The Mona Lisa, when I got that freaking red, like murdering a family. That was what O.J. Simpson of the 1600s. Hey, Michelangelo, after you finish that, sculpture, you think you could paint this ceiling? Got it. Circumnavigating the globe is Mark Jellin. Markola Tesla? If I didn't do my time here as Markola, you guys would have nothing when it comes to electricity. I still can't believe it. I'm sitting there, I'm writing the fur release, right? I'm in the middle of it. And they're scratching it out and they're writing freaking that hack Beethoven's name on it, right? Don't even get me started on what they did when I was Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Doing the fifth and taking all that work. And then like modern days, when I'm doing Mark and M, doing an 8 Mile situation. Like Mark and M's the man now, but what I paved the way is the Marktorious B.I.G. as well. When I was Mark Claude Van Damme, I remember that one. Oh, Mark Schwarzenegger? You didn't know I was Mark Schwarzenegger? Yeah, that was funny when I worked next to DeVito. The Emancipation Marklamation of 1863. I did my time as Abraham Mark Lincoln. You guys didn't know I was Abraham Mark? You guys are all Mark Della. That's why this is all part of the Mark Della effect. Everybody's like, Mandela, man. No, it's Mark Della. Get with it. And then the time I was Mark Guyver, remember, you give me a friggin' toothpick and some tooth floss and we're off. I'm building a bomb. So that's just a good overview of a lot of the shows, not all of them. We have tons of new gear up on the website, guys, markpires.com. In there you can pick up your gear, you can pick up a signed CD, and also don't forget about beatseat.rocks, my invention that I patented. This is her sitting on it. And this is a little demo I made. Welcome to BeatSeat.rocks. My name is Mark Pires, and I'm the inventor of the Beat Seat. Today I'm going to share all of the details of the Beat Seat. It's the ultimate percussion drum. You can play it with your hands and feet while sitting completely upright. It's got 4 playable panels, omnitone. Everywhere you hit it sounds different. It's the first drum you could sit completely upright and play with your hands and feet at the same time. It's the Beat Seat. It's the only drum that you can play with your hands and feet while sitting completely upright. Anything you'd play in a drum kit, you could play on this, because you're playing with your entire body, but you're sitting upright. Your feet do this. So that's the Beat Seat, the ultimate percussion drum. You can play it with your hands, with your feet at the same time. It has unlimited tones. There's so much to explore. I hope to build one for you. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. And of course, fam, I can't leave you without a little bit of motivation. So take these quotes with you as we get ready to rock for one more night. And yes, we will be doing it again tomorrow. So, until I see you in just a moment, it's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance Man.
whistle's blowing, I'm going to find a way. Some night when the world stops hating, we're going to find a way.
Picture tickets are available at the box office. Thanks for helping us keep the theater clean. As you exit the auditorium, please deposit litter in trash receptacles in the lobby. Please be considerate and don't talk during the show.
Thank you for coming to Lowe's. Sit back and relax. Enjoy the show.
It's Monday. It's Mark Pires.
I was walking down the road
And
today,
it's Renaissance Man.
for another way.
I'm here
Ease my mind
to
and know
ease my mind and help my living. It's Renaissance Man. It's the daily variety show, Mark Pires Renaissance Man. I'm here to connect with you, to amplify your current state. And I'm here with you on day 1120 in a row of the Renaissance Man Show. And we're going to get into it just like we do every single night, friends, fam, crazy world we're living in. And hopefully we're going to get into some really cool stories tonight. One of the new features of the Renaissance Man Show is we read the friggin' news here every night. Yeah, what kind of news are we reading? I don't know. Anything I can find I think is funny. Now, the thing is, I literally don't read the stories, so I have no idea what's in the stories. I just see the bylines. I'm like, ooh, that looks salacious. Let's do it on the show tomorrow. So after the show, well, this is the way it's been the last couple of days, but after the show, I'll go in and pull a bunch of stories, and the next day I'll pull a few more, and then we got about, let me see how many we have for tonight, guys, just to give you an idea of what you should be excited about. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stories tonight here at Renaissance Man Show. What's that? No, Zabrosk, you can't read a news story. No! Zabrosk? He's like, can I read a news story, Mark? What are you going to woo-hoo through the whole thing? You know, I'm here. I'm doing it. Doing a 7 news story night. You know, Zabroski's like, oh, I'll take a little bit off your workload, Mark. Excuse me. Kind of digging it, Zabrosk. Kind of liking the variety aspect of the Renaissance Man Show. You got to get into it. So we're going to do that tonight, fam and friends. Zabrosk is going to hit us with a friggin' woohoo first. You better be ready for the woohoo. If you're not ready for it, he hits you like with a left hook, Mike Tyson style. You're like, oh, I'm going to be okay. All of a sudden, no, you got left hooked. Sorry. Mike Tyson style, it's done. Guys, so much going on in the world today. I could have gone whatever, put like pictures of what's happening in the world, but we're going to get into one of the stories is what's happening right now currently in Ukraine. Obviously, we don't have any actual control. We're just voices. A lot of us are completely suppressed when we say anything against what they're trying to do, which who the hell knows what they're trying to do. So we're staying away from it. I want to say hi, first of all, to the friends and fam that are kicking with us here at the top of the show, Renaissance Man Show. You guys got to head over to YouTube. You want to do a YouTube situation? Give us a subscribe. 1,120 days in a row. Give me a follow here on TikTok as well. Doing it. Guys, so if you didn't know, Chris Donaldson, Juniper Berries, Kathleen Danford, Michael Donovan, which is really Jacqueline Grace. You know what I'm saying? Pamela Swan, and you gotta toss the salad. Tossed, how you doing? Good to see you, my friend. I'm so glad we have new family and friends in the chat on a constant basis. That's what it's about. So, Zabrosk, I'm sorry. He's like, Mark, it's my woo-hoo. I get it. Give it to us. That was good. That was good. Woo-hoo, right? What's that, Joanne? No, Joanne, you couldn't do better. Grammy winner. Zabroski's a Grammy winner. You're going to tell me you could do better back there? George Soros voice? I'm sorry. No, we're hiring you for the next horror film. You want to do a woo-hoo for the next horror film? We're down. We'll give you carte blanche. You come on down. We'll bring the grapes out like we did for your father when he played Jabba the Hutt. Jabba the Soros. We joked on set with George Lucas. Look at George Lucas. You guys know he shot on 2. He's the only director I know of that shot on 2. All right, guys, quiet down on the set. We're going to be, nope, Phyllis, keep it down. You got the makeup going. That's right. All right, quiet. 3. You're into it, you know. Nobody expected a 2 situation. There were a lot of second, third, fourth, fifth takes because of the 2, you know. All right, 3. Give me a chance to warm up and get into it, George Lucas, you know. But he was trying to keep him guessing, you know. You wanted to keep him guessing. I get it. I guess a little bit. I want to say hi to my friend Trek over here on the ticker. When we're doing a TikTok situation for 1,120 days in a row, now we're officially on TikTok as well. I got to say, I realized how completely shadow banned I've been on TikTok because, and I hate using that word, but it's true. That's what they call it over there. Because no matter what I've been putting out over there, nothing's been seen. So I erased the app. I uploaded the app. And I'm thinking that I'm getting a few more views, so we'll see. We're going to check it out by tomorrow, see if any of my current newer content's getting any more views. What it was is this. I put out the Dr. Weasel Fauch stuff. It's like, if you get it, you won't get it. And I was ripping on the fact that they're liars, you know? And that put me in a hole with them. They don't say anything to you. They just put you in a hole. That, and then also I do the Donald J. Trump impression, which puts me in a hole. So they're really, really on board with keeping certain platforms down on TikTok and just amplifying a lot of crap. I mean, I still can't get over the stuff that has millions of views. I'm like, really? There's so many little 20-second, 50-second, 12-second clips I've created on TikTok that should have all gone viral. None of them have gone viral. I haven't had one piece of content go viral on TikTok, and they all should. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that should. Not all of it, but there's some stuff that should. And it kind of baffles me. Like, I just put up Trump rapping. I didn't do the California Love. I'm dropping that one tomorrow. But he's doing Rapper's Delight. To the hip, hop, to hip, chip, do it. What do you say, Balladia? Don't go near my gold toilet. Biggity boo, what do we say when sleeps over Joe? Look, my Aunt Judy told me, go down to the store, get yourself some more. Maybe, sir, get yourself some s'more, too. I'm going down. Joe, you fell asleep again. Look, give me the bike. I'm gonna take it a spit. I'm going, Oh, Shannon, thank you so much. She said my Dr. Weasel Frauchi impression's impressive. I'll give you a little Dr. Weasel Frauch. Guys, if you come over to YouTube, you're going to see what Weasel Frauch looks like, although you can see a couple clips here. They keep them down, so you don't really see them. Go to my page and you'll see them. But this is Dr. Weasel Frauch for everybody who is on YouTube currently. The link is in my bio on TikTok, fam and friends. And we're live 1,120 days in a row for 2+ hours. We just started. We're doing another 2 hours. So we have news. I have 7 news stories coming up. 7. And then we're going to be doing impressions. We're going to be writing a song, at least one song tonight. We're writing it. And then we have a live comedy situation going on. Who's up for that? I'm going to be creating, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We have to see. You have to get into it, you know? Anyhow, so check this out. The storyline behind it is, especially over here on TikTok, you need to understand this. We're doing it. Right? We're doing it. Day 1,000. What are we talking? All right, first of all, let's get into at least one of these stories and see what we got for the night, right? Because I don't even know what we're doing yet. I did pull 7 stories for this evening. And what's that, Joanne? No, Joanne, you go deal with Maggie. The doggy's making a lot of noise upstairs. And she's like, Mark, you have to go walk the dog. You go. Oh, shoot, she can't walk the dog. She can't leave the studio. Massive heart situation. We're dealing with it. TikTok, you guys are awesome. Give me a follow. I'm here every day for the rest of my days. I've been sending emails out to different creators, different artists, I actually reached out to a guy I met at an airport a few years ago who's a CEO of a company, and he's absolutely killing it. And we had a great conversation. He was nice enough to provide some wisdom for my son when he was like 8 years old. Same stuff I say, he was saying to him. And I'm like, see, daddy's not great. Look, this guy's saying it. And he was awesome. And so I sent him a message on LinkedIn today. I said, look, I want to interview you on the show and talk about, because he discussed how everything in life is about the journey. And he's like, I think at the time he's like, look, I'm in my early 60s. And he's like, and this is my first home run. The way he was saying it was pretty amazing. He's like, I've tried my hand in 10 different businesses, and most people would call those all failures, but they led me to this passion that I'm involved in now is a massive success. He's talking to my son like this. And he's like, don't ever give up. He's telling my kid, don't ever give up. If you have a dream, believe in it and keep driving towards it. Keep bettering yourself and you will get there. And I was just like, I had the shivers, because I was like, this guy's speaking it. He's been through it, And his name's David. So I sent David a message today. I said, look, I'd love to meet, have the family meet you here, have a conversation, and shine a light on that journey that you took. By the way, we're having Ron Tyler on here on, I guess it's next Sunday, the 31st, for a in-depth chat for the same thing, to discuss his journey. He comes out every day and he says, we're here to help. We're here to help you. And I think in general, that's what we're going to get to the bottom of is he was a firefighter. There's a lot of stuff about Ron. He was also an improv comedy guy back in the day. So we're going to get into it. I can't wait. It's just going to be so much fun. So my thought is this, guys, just so you understand, if you're new to the show now, you're going to understand what the show is about right now. Live 3 years in a row and counting, literally every single day, 2+ hours. I have 3 kids. I have a beautiful wife and I have 2 dogs now. I just got a new dog. Yeah. If you didn't see this, I literally did a stealth rescue mission of a puppy, a St. Bernard puppy in New York City 2 days ago. And TikTok gave me 103 views for it. It's like I cataloged the entire thing, getting up in the middle of the night, driving to the city, picking up the puppy, the smelly puppy, and then we washed the puppy. The kids named the puppy. 103 views. Thanks, TikTok. Friggin' jerks. Like, I can't stand it. They just suppress everything, right? Anyway, look, hopefully when I erased the app today and re-uploaded the app, we're getting through and we're getting to some new people. At the end, I'm here every day forever. So give that a follow, because nobody that you're ever going to find on this platform is going to tell you that every day of the year they're live for you for 2+ hours. I've been doing it for 3 years in a row, so you can count on it. My plan is to do it every day till this heart of mine stops beating. I've got a quote. I wrote this quote about 2 years ago now. The only difference between me and my physical heart is I will never quit up. I will never quit. That's what it is. I will never give up. It's one of those two things. Oh, goodness, guys. I have a bowl of cinnamon life sitting here like a half eaten. I was doing it when the show started. So I got to take it down, right? What are we doing? No, Joanne, you can't have a bite of my cinnamon life, You think I want a Joanne Soros situation? No, and your wheezing is only getting worse, right, guys? I'm dealing with it. We do what we can. We do what we can from time to time. We have to try to put the music on like a background music situation. So it's like wheezy back there, whatever. You can't change a wheezer. Sometimes you want to, you're hoping you can do it, but they got a COPD situation or a humongocarditis because they got 74 bugaboos instead of just like the 3. You should have gotten 3. Now they're on to 4 in Israel, but you went to 74, Joe. It wasn't her fault. They kind of hit her when she was down with the second batch. She thought she was on a single, I go in, they sit down. They're like, ma'am, we have one for you. Hit her in the, would they go right or left shoulder? Oh, they went the left shoulder, and Joanne falls down. She's shakerooing it, and the doctor freaked out. He freaked out. He's going back to get a couple other nurses. I need help. We were stat. He kept yelling out the stat situation. Oh, we need help, stat. He's running around back there. There happened to be a nurse that had her earpods in. She was listening to the new Mark Pires album, and she's going, there's something to live. She's walking. There's a lady who's on the ground shaking. I think she needs a bugaboo. She happened to have about 5 of them in her hand. She's doing a Freddy Krueger situation. She's going, and she's just walked up to, Joanne back there. Double bugaboo. Doctor came back. He's like, I just looked in the book. It said you need another bugaboo. Triple bugaboo situation. All of a sudden, she came back. She walked into the studio lopsided, I was like,
what are you doing, Joanne? What happened over there? She's like, I fainted after my single bugaboo. We had to go back to the tape afterwards. I called the hospital. I said, look, I got to see your tape. You know, I know you tape it all. You got it there on backlog. I need to look over and see what happened to Joanne. Who's Joanne? The lady who sounds just like George Soros? Oh, yeah, we remember her. Exactly. She came in. She did fall over. That's right. I do remember. Yeah, could I see the footage, please? I'm there looking at it. Excuse me. What was it? Dr. Paul. Okay, can you come here for a second, Dr. Paul? Are you related to Ron Paul? Or okay. Anyway, look, come here. Tell me what you see here. Yep, bugaboo. That's right, yeah. And just keep watching. Yeah, that's right. Your fine physician, he walks away to go get a book or whatever. I don't even know where the hell he went. What's this? Yeah, that, exactly. That's not supposed to go down. She hits her with the double bugaboo. Wait, holy cow, look, there's a triple bugaboo. Doctor came back. This is malpractice. We're doing it. We're calling to Jackie Treehorn. That, I always say Jackie Treehorn. That's a Big Lebowski reference, and it's not Jackie Treehorn. It's Jackie Moon or something. Who was the guy from Seinfeld that was Jackie? I forget. If the glove don't fit, you can't quit. He's doing like, he was awesome. Jackie, whatever. He was the guy, the attorney for all of the Seinfeld episodes. Jerry, I'm dying, Jerry. Doing a little George situation. You know, guys, when you're doing George from Seinfeld, dead on, you know, and he's just like, tell him Vandelay Industries! And you're like, no, don't tell him about Vandelay Industries. George, what are we doing, John? What are we talking about, John? Jerry! I haven't watched Seinfeld in 15 years, but I've seen every episode. How many people out there can put their hand up and say, I've seen every episode of Seinfeld? And I saw them years ago when I toured the country. It sounds crazy, but I didn't really watch. I was really listening, you know? And I could see it still. It was crazy. I still remember this. I'm driving across country, going from show to show, college tour, and I got on DVD every single Seinfeld episode. And I'm playing them as I'm driving through states, listening to episodes, and I could hear all the characters and I could visualize everything without watching it. And George, and then I'd be like, Jerry! I just think that was such a brilliant show. It really was such a brilliant show. And the thing is, I have a feeling that a lot of it took place similar to what we do here, just live improvisation, where they started with concepts and they allowed it to develop. I mean, Curb Your Enthusiasm is exactly that. It's just live improv based on a concept, on a topic. And that's the best stuff. You know, that's what we've been doing here for 3 years plus. Without a script, we just kind of roll with it and see what happens. In fact, I want to eat this freaking cereal before it smushes out completely. So let me quickly play you something funny that we did a few days ago, like a face
without a
swap.
script,
We just kind of roll with it and see what happens. What are we talking? Let me give you a little something here that I just need maybe 3 minutes in order to chow this sucker down. So what I'll say is this: if you have not joined us over on YouTube yet from TikTok, do that just so you can see this. It's much better to watch this than to listen to it. And I just need to chow on this sucker. This is the super face swap I did on, I guess, the day before the 3-year anniversary of this show. Giving you the link here so you guys can give it a like and a share. This right here. Oh, wait a second. Nope, I got a better idea. Okay, so this is I only needed 3 minutes, right? So you guys are really going to know. I found this on TikTok earlier. I sent it to myself. It's like an epic fail video. It was so funny, guys. I was crying. So I was like, you know what? Let's do something different tonight. I'm going to play some fails here that we could chuckle like just at one point in the show. I didn't know it would be right at the top. Anyway, let's roll with it. Let's see how it goes. Check this out. Uh-oh, what did I do?
You must maintain.
Okay, here we go.
Did you really just do that?
Oh
my.
All right, Tyler, first time driving a forklift. I want you to pick up this container right over here and put it over there. You got it? One less and he's ready to go. Be careful of the customer's truck over here, okay? A little to your right. To your right. No, Tyler, to your right. Brakes.
Oh my god.
Oh! I gotta jump in the screen on this.
Okay, there was so much. There was a lot.
Alright, this kills me. This is like nuts, guys. Just keep going. Just keep going, why not? Hold on, watch this. This one right here just was like... He's pulling on... Like... What, are we kidding? Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. This guy's a freaking bonehead. Watch this one. Holy cow. He's, guys, check it out. Look what I'm doing. What a moron, right? This guy.
I got this.
Oh my goodness, guys. YouTube it. You can see what's coming every time, right? Almost every time you know it's coming. Like... Ah! Oh, is this the beginning again? Yeah, that was the beginning again. Wow, that wasn't as long as I thought it was. Anyway, so at least we got through it. Hold on, I'm back. So, guys, thank you for letting me finish my life cereal. Nothing worse than, you know, you can't leave a life cereal, you know, a good man down. So, same situation. We're about to hit the news, so if you guys want to see the stories, not just hear the stories, head over to YouTube, link in the bio. It's my link tree. You could also check out all my music. In the last 12 months, I've released 156 songs, 12 albums. We're doing an album a month every month I'm alive, that's the hope, and a feature film a month, created live here, so you could be a part of it. Literally, we just a couple weeks ago did something called a community call, and we had a bunch of family members calling in, and we were doing like a, I don't even know, we have to finish that, guys. We have to do a couple more things. So we may have some calls later or the next day. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But for now, let's get into the news. In the news today, let's see what we have here. Oh, this is interesting, guys. Not like we really give a crap about these fools, but the world's 5 richest tech tycoons, including Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Bill Gates. Bill Gates, in fact, hold on, I got to do all of their impressions. The world's 5 richest tech tycoons, including Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Bill Gates, have already lost about $85 billion this year amid a brutal market sell-off. Stock markets tumbled last week on fears. Oh, who's this? Oh, it's got an Oprah situation. We're gonna do an Oprah? Really? Come on. Stock markets tumbled last week on fears about rising interests and inflation. The tech-heavy NASDAQ index fell 8% last week and is down 13% this year. No bueno. That's not in there. That's just an add-on. The world's 5 richest tech tycoons have collectively lost about $85 billion. And that's just in 2022. The world's 5... how many times do you have to say these people are the worst writers. They say the same stuff over and over. We get it. Lost 85 billion. They had 370, 400 billion. Who the freaking cares? I'm doing Joe Biden math right now, okay? He got a billion zillion. A zillion billion million. We go backwards in Biden world. Anyway, look, my Aunt Judy told me in 2022, the fortune's taking especially a big hit from last week's market sell-off. And I said, look, I'm going to take a nap, Aunt Judy. She said, no, Joe, you got to go and sign an executive order. Joe, you can't friggin' do that. Should we do Trumper is doing the news today? The losses sent the fortune of the world's richest person, Elon Musk, down to an estimated $243 billion. Some $27 billion lower than the start of the year, yeah. No, Melania, don't go near the gold toilet. I have to go use it later. You could smelt it with your gaze. The losses sent the fortune of the world. I already said, what are we talking about over here? It's nearly $100 billion lower than November when Musk's net worth peaked at $335 billion. The world's second richest person, Amazon's founder, Jeff Bezos, has lost about $25 billion in 2022. The Microsoft co-founder, Bill Gates, has seen a $9.5 billion drop in his net worth and more in his net character situation since January 1st, per the Bloomberg Index, while the Google co-founder, Larry Page's net worth has decreased by $12 billion. Rounding out the losses, and that is a great way of saying it, is Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg, whose net worth has also dropped by about $12 billion this year and is probably the devil. Just saying, Zuckerberg. All five saw losses in their tech stock holdings, and last week the benchmark tech-heavy NASDAQ composite fell about 8% on the back of several concerns, including rising interest rates and inflation. Look, nothing to worry about, nothing to see here. My Aunt Judy told me. What are we talking about over here? The NASDAQ is down about 13% just across the year. So look, bad things are happening. Let's go across the board here. Number one rank, Elon Musk. Net worth, $243 billion. Guys, this is stupid, sick money. Okay, who cares? They lost some money. Let's move on to the next story. Looks like if you used an app like Venmo, Robinhood, or American Express, you may have money coming your way. They may have stolen fees or I don't know. Let's find out. I don't read the stories till we do it here live. These are cold reads, people. Earlier this month, users turned to Google to find out whether emails informing them of a Plaid settlement were legitimate or spam. They are real. And if you got one, there's a chance you could be owed some money from the fintech company's recent $58 million class action settlement. Why did it go gray? What are we doing with the grays? Okay, there we go. Plaid's technology allows users to connect their bank accounts to approximately 5,000 different types of apps, from mobile banking and savings accounts to business services and payment apps. In fact, you might find that one of your go-to apps uses Plaid to function. Like I did when writing this article, popular apps that rely on Plaid include Venmo, Robinhood, American Express, Capital One, Wells Fargo, and Coinbase, among thousands of others. Last year, Plaid settled a class action lawsuit for $58 million brought by users who claimed the company obtained their bank login information and gathered more data from them than was necessary. According to the complaint, plaintiffs said that the company designed its Plaid link interface to have a look and feel in their bank accounts' login screens, which led them to enter their usernames and passwords. The usernames and passwords were then provided to Plaid via the interface. In addition, plaintiffs argued that Plaid obtained more financial information and data than they were authorized. What, that's over? What are you doing? When they were using it. Plaid denied all allegations, but they reached a settlement. Okay, look, they're a bunch of scumbags. Check it out. There's a way to see if you are able to claim anything here. There's a claim form. There's a way to search what affected apps there are and services. So go and check out this site, guys. I'm actually going to click this to you. This is a possibility if you are using any of these apps that there may be some money from a class action lawsuit coming your way. Here you go. There's the link. Don't say I never do anything for this Renaissance Man fam. I mean, besides showing up live for 1,120 days in a row, positivity. What are we doing, right, Zabrask? Zabrask, you're drinking more yoo-hoo? I need another woo-hoo. You do a yoo-hoo. Give me a woo-hoo. Get the music going now. This is a piece of music I wrote about 2 years ago. Never did anything lyrically with this. I should have. Check this out. It's fire. So that is what you should do if you want to check that out and fill out a form there. Determine whether or not there's any cash coming your way. Cash. Do the cash money coming your way. All right, check this out, guys. This is interesting. I think it's interesting. Could the Earth ever stop spinning, and what would happen if it did? That was the title. I don't know what this is going to say, so let's get into it. This article was originally published in The Conversation, a publication contributed to the article by Space.com's Expert Voices, Op-Ed and Insights. Wait, it's an opinion piece? Of course it is. It's freaking talking about stupid Earth stopping spinning. The Earth has been spinning since its birth 4.5 billion years ago. The Earth was made from rubble that was left over from the sun, formed from the collapse of a huge cloud of matter. Sounds ridiculous to me. The rubble then went on to become the Earth, circled around the sun like water does around the plug hole when you empty a bathtub. Spinning as it went, the Earth circled the sun and spun after it was formed, and it's going to spin like this for a whole lot longer, for a long while to come. Reading it in real time, people. Deal with it. Deal with it. The Earth spins steadily once every 23 hours and 56 minutes. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. What's the 24-hour bull crap then? What are we talking? Oh, the Earth spins steadily once every 23:56? I can't figure you. What are we doing with a clock that's just 24-hour day then? It was 4 hours. There's 4 minutes missing. Where did 4 minutes go? It's another thing they take from us. They take our taxes, and then they take our 4 minutes a day. Where did my 4 minutes go? I'm sorry. We stole it from you. So actually, in essence, 4 minutes we're stealing from the following day every day, and 4 minutes divided by 60 is 15. So that means, I don't know what that friggin' means, but the bottom line is every 15 days we are needing another hour. Yeah, that's what I just figured out. Or another day. Whatever it is, they screw us over. It's another hour. Yeah, every 15 days it's another hour. I guess that's why we have a leap year situation. But the bottom line is they should have told me about this, the 2356 situation. During this time, the Earth also moves a little further on its orbit area of the sun, which takes 1 year to complete. That I knew, but is it 355.926 days? I know it is, something weird. This needs to turn a bit more for 4 minutes until it faces the sun again. This means that 1 day on Earth lasts 24 hours. Well, hold on. Okay. The Earth spins steadily once every 23 hours and 56 minutes. During this time, the Earth also moves a little further away in orbit around the sun, which takes 1 year to complete. This means it needs to turn a bit more for 4 minutes until it faces the sun again. This means this 1 day on Earth lasts 24 hours. That doesn't mean anything. What you just said made no sense at all. This means, when you say this means, I immediately think it means nothing. yeah, there we go. Verite just nailed it. That's what I says. And he says, same thing. You could say means whatever the frig you want. Means nothing. Okay? 23 hours, 56 minutes. Don't tell me that it's got, oh, but this means that 4 more minutes have to get to the face. So this means that makes it 24 hours. Where'd the friggin' 4 minutes go, dude? What are we talking about over here? I got to tell you, I'm so glad that I not only play the part of Dr. Wayne Doppler, but I'm also in the Guinness as the tallest man alive when I take on the Wayne Doppler persona. You know, I wear stilts, and they thought it was really, a person. I walked out there 9'8". I'm doing it. Dr. Wayne Doppler. I think Dops now is like Russian. You remember last time we did Dops as a Russian, then a couple people in the film were like, that's funny, but Russians, people don't really like Russians, right now. Not Russians, but like Russia. So like doing something crazy with Ukraine. What are we doing? Putin? I'm putting in the work. Okay, I'm going to put in the work. I'm going to Ukraine. I'm going to take them out with the Putin. You go to Putin. You put in the work. He's it with the Vladimir Putin. We're gonna write him a song. I got a balalaika in the back. We're doing it for freaking Putin. Anyway, guys, look, there's 23-hour and 56-minute day. You've been conned, just like everything else in life. The reason the Earth keeps spinning is because there is hardly anything to stop it. Who the freak wrote this, Verte? Can you help me out here? What are we talking about over here? If you spin a roundabout in a playground and let it go, eventually it will come to a stop. Thanks for that friggin' science lesson, 3rd grade with Timmy. Oh, let's spin it and see when it comes to stop. 18-time revolutions. Yeah, whatever, Timmy. Freaking stupid Timmy put his face down to count it, and it came around and hit him in the face. Dumbo. Yeah, what are you doing? You don't go down there and like get a first-hand account. I got to make sure I can count that last. Oh, let me make sure I get it as it comes around for that final one. I hope we get the 18th. Bang, biggity, boo. Got the 18th, all right. And a black eye. Stupid Timmy. You know, he's the same Timmy from the, Wolf of Crypto. You should hear him on the line making phone calls. I just beep beep poo poo. It's like worse than that, if you can believe it. Listen, at the end of the day, the motion on the side of the Earth faces the moon, so it's not balanced perfectly by gravity. And neither is the side of the Earth facing away from the moon. The imbalance creates the ocean tides, which makes the oceans bulge out on either side of the Earth. Bimenon. When it's doing a bulge out situation and bimenon gets involved, right? No, Joanne, I know you need some bimenon. Lady speed stick. Joanne Soros. Look, a 6-month day. If the Earth stopped spinning, you wouldn't suddenly be launched off into space. Really? Gravity would still keep you firmly on the ground. There would be lots of changes, though. If Earth were to stop spinning but continued to orbit the sun, a day would last half a year. And so would night. It's just like friggin' Alaska. Sid! What are we talking over here? You're doing an Alaska situation, Aurora Borealis. What's it called? You're doing it in a Aurora Borealis situation. You're doing it there. No sun. 6 months a year. And like, that's a day for him. 1 day is a friggin' half of a year. Poor Sid. And he's got the rupee issue. Just rupees pouring out everywhere he goes. We're feeling bad, The core of the Earth is partly molten iron, is it? The spinning motion of the Earth turns this molten iron into a magnet and gives us the Earth a magnetic field. Interesting. Is that also where the free power comes from that you won't let us have? I can't do it. They can't sponsor something that's kept from us. Like I got a call from them. They're like, look, Mark, you can't, sponsor the bimenon situation on something that's kept from the people. So the free energy thing is kept from the people. So they're not allowing us to do it, So unfortunately, I can't do a bimen on that one, But look, we'll keep moving. Maybe we'll get one somewhere else. The next story, right? So good. If the Earth didn't spin, the night sky would always show the same constellation of stars. Hello, I've been seeing the same constellation of stars since I was a kid. I've never seen anything different than the big freaking dipper in the same spot of the sky every single day. What are we talking? Now, some things move, but the Big Dipper is always in the same exact spot for me every single day since I was a kid. So, anybody have an answer for that one? You would always be looking out into space the same direction. Isn't that what's freaking going on over here? Or is it just that I'm always looking at it at night at the same time and that's when I come back around to that spot? Probably, anyway. This is different from seeing the stars rise and set during the night. Seeing different constellations at different times of the year. See, same thing. I don't see any other different constellations. I always see the Big Dipper all year round. Is that a Connecticut thing? Anybody want to answer that one? I have no idea. This article is republished from The Conversation. It was a terrible conversation. You guys should be, you're like, well, I don't even know how I got that one. What a terrible story, right? What are we talking about over here? Guys, this is an interesting one. Sleep sofa Joe Biden calls a Fox News reporter, Peter Ducey, a stupid son of a bee. Yeah, I think we should listen to this because there's something that's very telling that happens here. Something that's said from this sleep sofa. He's actually awake during this. It's interesting that he stayed awake long enough. But let's quickly read the story and then we'll get into the clip. President Sleep Sofa Joey Futon Bumbling Biden while he was awake didn't take too kindly to a shouted question by Fox News' White House correspondent, Peter Douchey, on Monday, calling the reporter a stupid son of a bee for asking him about inflation. That's not how it goes, guys, and I think it's interesting that they pose it that way. Calling him a stupid son of a bee for asking him about inflation. We're going to listen to the whole clip. Ahead of Monday afternoon meetings with the members of administration on efforts to lower prices for working families, the president briefly addressed members of the White House press corps. By briefly, he took a couple choice reporters out of the crowd that were selected ahead of time with questions ahead of time that he was ready to answer on a teleprompter by freaking Menon. They're willing to do that one because that's known, well known. As the reporters were ushered out of the room following the president's public comments, a number of them lobbed a series of questions at Biden, including Douchey, who has carved out a niche for himself as a media foil of the administration. The Fox News correspondent sounded out asking if the president was worried about the rising inflation had become a political liability. Biden sarcastically muttered loudly enough for it to be caught on the microphones, "No, it's a great asset. More inflation." Then he added, "What a stupid son of a bee." And then he took a nap. While co-host Dana Perino said the president should give Douchey an exclusive interview as a way to apologize, and Janine Pirro claimed this was proof that Sleepy Poopy Pants can't control his anger, Douchey seemed to take the moment in stride. I think the president's right, co-host Jesse Waters quipped. "You are a stupid SOB. Nobody has fact-checked him yet, said it's not true," Douchey replied. Doing it in a moment here. The president called the Fox News reporter a stupid son of a bee days after he heard crumbling under his breath that Fox News reporter Jackie Henrich had asked him a stupid question about Ukraine and Russia. Stupid question being asked of a stupid person who can't even remember his name when he says, poop my pants, my double diaper. Triple diaper, Joe, we know it. Later on Monday evening, Douchey appeared on Fox News host Sean Hannity's primetime show to reveal the president had called him personally to apologize for the harsh words. Within about an hour of the exchange, he called my cell phone and he said, "Hey, look, it's nothing personal," Douchey said to Hannity. And we went back and forth, and I'm saying, "Sleepy, wake up for just to have this. You called me, and then you fall asleep in the middle of the conversation. You can't stay on for long enough to say, 'I'm sorry, Douchey. I'm here. I'm doing it. I'm doing a Douchey situation, and I'm on. And you can't say sorry before falling asleep in your triple diaper?'" It went back and forth talking about just, moving forward, all that stuff. At the end, when I woke him up, I made sure to tell him that I was always going to try to ask him something different than they gave me on the postcards prior to the start of the, presser. And he said, "You got to. Look," and he pooped his pants. And that's a quote from the president right there, So I'm going to keep doing that. That's what Peter Douchey said. He's going to keep doing that. The Fox News reporter added that he appreciated the Biden had cleared the air despite all this stuff going on in the world, calling it a nice call. You got to give it to Douche, Oh, goodness. Okay. All right. Anyway, next story on the list. Super rookie NYPD cop struggling after shooting gunman in Harlem ambush. In the bushes, doing it. Look, an NYPD super rookie shot the man accused of killing another. Hold on, I'm not. Accused of killing another officer and leaving his partner clinging to life. And the shaken hero can't get away from what happened. That's not what it says at all. Joanne, you can't make the teleprompter bigger for me?
I'm reading it. You can't make the screen bigger, so before it goes up and then past, I can see it? You're gonna do me like that? Here, I pay you doll hairs every day, woman. You know, she's getting it. I'm doing it. There's no respect, you know? Don't you dare throw your doll hair at me. Right, guys? What are we doing? Look, sometimes she thinks she can get me, but I was trained by Bruce Lee. When I went back, future Mark, back in time, I did the 1-inch punch with Bruce Lee. He taught me how to do it. And I'm there, and he was doing it okay until I gave him like that extra. I taught him what I learned from Wing Ching Poop back in the ancient times. When I went back in time, and I was there with Wing Ching, that was when we really learned the 1-inch punch situation. So when I'm there doing a Bruce Lee, and he taught me a couple things, like, don't get me wrong, he was really good. But when I got there and he's like, oh, I'm going to tell you about this 1-inch punch situation. Can't go racist and do the impression. I could do a great one, but I'm not going to do it. And then all of a sudden you go, Wing Ching Poop. That was what I learned from him. I was there back in the day. We opened up the scroll, and the scroll, it said, oh, you want to do a 1-inch punch situation? And then there was all the directions there, signed by Wing Ching Poop. I miss Wing Ching. He was amazing at his craft of the 1-inch punch. Some people still talk about Wing Ching. You know, they talk about the effort it took to put that down in like we're talking about papyrus back in the day. Papyrus, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, papyrus. They got a papyrus. And he was the first one who could write it. You know, the Wing Ching Poop, he was there doing it. He's writing out the 1-inch punch, passed down through generations. I'm there, Bruce Lee in it. Oh, Mark, let me do a Bruce Lee situation, and let me show you the 1-inch punch. I'm sorry, Bruce. That's okay, but have you ever heard of Wing Ching Poop? Oh, of course, he's the greatest of all time. I know. I learned from him. Let me show you how the 1-inch punch really works. Ooh, I did it with a finger, 1-inch finger, like that, and he was like, oh, my goodness. That was the day. That he's still like, if he was still around right now, and you said, "What is the greatest day What is the greatest day of your life?" to Bruce Lee when he was still around, he would have said, "The day that I met Future Mark," and he told me about the time he met Wing Ching, and he told me about how he met Wing Ching Poop, and learned the 1-inch punch, 1-finger punch. You know, that was the greatest day in history for me. It was Bruce Lee. You know, movies, Chuck Norris, nothing, whatever, Hollywood. It's the Wing Ching Poop moment with Mark, Back to the Future Mark, doing it. 77, it was, I believe, 77, 78. Yeah, I did it, though. I went back, you know. I went back. Anyway, guys, let's get to this start, because this is what happens. We get into it, start talking about the things that have happened that you missed. A lot of things that you missed. But anyway, this is where we are with this guy. He's got a gun. He's showing you the gun he used to kill someone. All right. Look, another officer leave his partner, change his life. The shaken hero can't get away from what happened. He can't get it out of his head, people. Oh, Officer Summit Sulan, 27, is still struggling to deal with Friday's deadly ambush, his mother said. His brain is stuck on the situation, Dalvier Sulan, 60, said of her hero cop son. I'm proud. Everyone said he did good, she said of Summit. But I feel bad for the other officer. She said at the Queen's home, from her Queen's home, he died. We really feel bad. We're sorry. We're hurt. The other guy is critical and we're hurt. Jeez. Okay. This is not a good story. I picked a story where people got killed, like lots of people. It's like a friggin' gang situation. Police said crazed career criminal LaShawn McNeil. Freaking LaShawn Joanne, it was LaShawn McNeil? Are you freaking kidding me? They got LaShawn McNeil out there on the streets again? This is the whole like catch and release situation, right? Yeah, Sleep Sofa Joe again. Police crazed criminal, career criminal. We know about LaShawn McNeil, right, guys? We were doing the story the other day. We got LaShawn McNeil situation. Back in the news, LaShawn McNeil ambushed the cops during a domestic violence call at his family's home in Harlem, shooting and killing 22-year-old officer Jason Rivera and critically wounding his partner, Officer Wilbert Mora, 27. Officer Sulan fired back at McNeil, wounding him during the deadly mayhem. McNeil is currently hospitalized in critical condition, but don't worry, guys, they will release him again.
A law enforcement source described Sulin as a super rookie, noting he has been on the job since April and at Harlem's 32nd precinct for only 2 months. He did a great job. Delvere, oh no, that is Delvere. She doesn't sound like a New York whatever. He did a great job, Dalvir Sulin said of her son, who immigrated from the family's native India about 15 years ago. We're proud of him. But we're really sorry for both the officers involved. And asked about McNeil, Dalvir Sulin shook her head. That person, he's really not good. Really. You can't do it, guys. It's not nice. So when you do it, though, and you're saying not good by Dalvir, you take it in stride. Next story on the list. What do we got over here, guys? This is something that freaked me the hell out. All right, I saw this. This is a TikTok story, okay? All right, just hear me out. We're going to read this. This is from 2011, but it became a thing that came up here on TikTok. And you guys know the drill. All of a sudden, I keep seeing, because I just looked it up quickly on Google or whatever, 8 stories fact-checking it, saying that it's false. No, there's no way. This is not true that Pepsi's doing this and working with a company that does this. No. Okay, so let's listen to the fact-checkers. Let's see what information that they, how do they disseminate the fact that this is not real, okay? I'm going to read you a story in CBS News in 2011. This is called Pepsi's Bizarro World. Boycotted over embryonic cells linked to low-cal soda. A bizarre controversy is unfolding over an impending low-calorie soda from Pepsi, which the company is creating with the help of a biotech company, Cenemix. Numerous anti-abortion groups have started a boycott of Pepsi products because they say Cenemix, which develops new ingredients intended to enhance sweetness and other flavors, has done so using embryonic kidney cells that were originally taken from aborted babies. This accusation presents a twofold problem for Pepsi. The first, most obvious one, is that the beverage giant has now ardent anti-abortionists breathing down their neck. The second is possibly more troubling. The issue is that some of Pepsi's attempts to create groundbreaking and healthier products are now associated with fetal kidney cells. The Cenemix is up to... What is Cenemix up to? Is this claim true? Neither Pepsi nor Cenemix return calls, so we don't know the company's side of the story. But perusal of Cenemix patents suggests that it may be. All but 7 of the company's 77 patents refer to the use of HEK 293, human embryonic kidney cells, which researchers have used for decades as biological workhorses. For bio geeks among you, these cells offer a reliable way to produce new proteins via genetic engineering. The company appears to be engineering HEK cells to function like taste receptor cells we have in our mouth. This way, Cenemix can test millions of substances to see if they will work as different types of taste enhancers without subjecting human volunteers to endless taste tests. The non-scientists, this may sound, to non-scientists, this may sound strange, but in reality, they're used a lot. I still don't think you use that. Okay, and this is where they say it too. The difference here is that Cenemix's work for Pepsi is one of the first times the cells have potentially been used to create foods or beverages. Guys, keep your eyes out because this thing's in a lot of stuff. This is not just in Pepsi. When bioscience meets the mass market, for Debbie Vintage, who runs the anti-abortion group Children of God for Life, that doesn't matter. It's the ew factor. It strikes a real strong reaction in people, she said in an interview. She points to the fact that one of Cenemix's patents, not for the one for Pepsi, but refers to the way company scientists use mifepristone to get unstable HEK cells to respond. Mifepristone being more commonly known as RU486, the abortion pill. Guys, this is just like... I don't even want to talk too much. It's just disgusting, this whole thing. Pepsi's not alone. Pepsi is hardly the only company working with Cenemix. Kraft's Cadbury unit, Cadbury eggs, Nestle, The soybean company, Soylent Green, I see Pamela says, the soybean company Soleil and flavor company Firmenich also have partnerships. And Vintage and her supports have sent letters to those companies as well. Cinemex says that Nestle is selling products with its flavor ingredients, though it doesn't specify which products. Guys, do not drink anything from Nestle anymore. This is 2011. The damage may be done, but still, just so you know, again, we're trying to make sure you're aware of things that are maybe going on in the world. If this is considered not true, and between 2011 and 2022, CBS lied, I don't see any sort of retraction here. I'm reading a story from 2011. If anybody happens to be fact-checking me, I'm just reading a story here that I found online after someone said that it's not true. This is from 10 years before the people said it's not true, prior to them making up whatever stories they want. So, Pepsi remains the biggest and most obvious target. A New Yorker article last month and the company revealed that a new 60% less sugar soda could be out within 6 months. But David Cohn and Raymond James, stockbroker, who's been following Cinemex for several years, says he doesn't expect a product until 2013. Plenty of time for Pepsi to craft its side of the story, should it decide to tell it. Interesting. Plenty of time for Pepsi and all others to craft their side of the story. Woo! Tells you a lot right there, guys. Final story of the evening. What the heck? This one didn't work? By Menon. You put it in, you done it. Oh, wait, I know which one it was. I sent myself a story. Oh, that was this. No, I already did that. Oh, this is it right here. So, I suppose this will be the final story of the day. Unless you guys have one you want to send me. But we'll do other things. An hour of news. Pretty cool. NFL's Odell Beckham Jr. took his $750,000 salary in Bitcoin. This is not moving, so there's something wrong with the screen. Let me just see if I can fix this. Let's see if that works now. It may not. Some of these don't scroll. Yeah, it's not scrolling. Anyway, so basically, Odell Beckham took his $750,000 yearly salary in Bitcoin. Bitcoin's down like half right now. So they're saying how much did that end up being? He's down to about 375. Now, the thing is, if you spend it, you know, he could, if he holds that, it's going to go back up, you know. But that's the risk. I've seen a lot of people have made that choice to start taking their salary, to start pulling funds in Bitcoin, and you know, to movies are paid in Bitcoin. Look, these things are going up and down. That is a risk. There's no reason why you couldn't get. I mean, just think about this for a second. We're so like crazy and like acting like children about something new, you know, with this Bitcoin situation where people be like, oh, I'll take all my money in Bitcoin. You know, all those people could have taken all their money in Apple stock, you know, like forever. Be like, I'm going to take my $750,000 in Apple stock. Like, that's this thing too. Like, and that company's continued to do this forever, you know, like, so it's not like Bitcoin's the first time that you could take your money and hope that it's going to go up. The thing is that people were doing this when Bitcoin was at like $50,000. Oh, I'm going to get my money in Bitcoin because it's going to go up to $1 million. Why the freak it's, I don't know. I still think when you have other options, like they have other options now, and I don't know much about crypto, but if we have other options, first Bitcoin was the only option. Now you have other options. As soon as another option that's as good, if not better, and I think there's some that are, then it doesn't hold as much value anymore. I think, I don't know. But I do believe we're in trouble. Right now, I looked at Coinbase. Everything's shot. Ooh, everything's down. And the thing is, there's two types of investors, and I'm not giving advice. I don't know anything about investing. I just started tooling around. That's why I did the crypto movie. But there's two types, I think, people who can brave the storm and people who need to get out. They need the money. They need to do things. So they're going to sell no matter what's going. If it's going down, they're going to sell it before it goes really low. Because it could be a 6 months, 6 years, 10 years before the money comes back. Here's a good example. I bought, it's called DAW, some whatever. Trumper's doing a thing for Truth Social, And this is the company that he's working with. So I bought like $100 of it. I never bought any stock. So I was like, I'm buying $100 of that. DWAC. And so I buy $100 of it. But I bought it like not at the, I could have bought it really low. And like I was just looking at it. And I'm like, I never bought a stock before. So I'm like looking at it. And then all of a sudden, like I think it almost doubled where I had seen it. And then it came back down a little. So I bought some, bought $100 worth. And the crazy thing is it went up big. Like there was one day it went up to like $157. And I'm like, ooh, I don't know what to do. I guess I hold this thing because when this thing actually releases, it's going to be worth money. No, I didn't know how the stocks worked. Like I should have sold it the next day and gotten my money out, and then I could have bought more when it dropped again in a month, because that's what happened. I bought it, and all of a sudden I watched it go down to like half of what I bought it at. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm glad it's just $100. Because if it was like $50,000 and I'm like, I need my money, I need that money to other investments or something, I may be forced to sell and take a huge loss. But I was like, look, it's there. I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to leave it there. It's $100, you know. And what do you know? Just the other day, I open up the app and I see it's in the green at like 8% up. And I'm like, wait, huh? It was like $84. I was like, this is crazy. This thing went up and up and up. And all of a sudden, it's like a big number. I'm thinking to myself, do I sell now? But I think Truth Social's not coming out for another couple of days or till like another week. I'm going to hold out. It's $100. I was hoping it would go to 1,000, and then I could be like, "Oh, cool! I made $1,000. Done it." I don't think I just don't understand the markets. That's why I do want to interview people here that understand, you know, the crypto market. They understand Forex, and they can share some information with me and also with you guys that could be helpful for investing. I want to get somebody who's really understands NFTs, because in a perfect world, I want to figure out how to NFT every one of my songs. There's 156 of them on iTunes and on Spotify. But I want to NFT them so you guys can own a piece of my music with me. And when we continue to drive towards the sun together here, and one day people do hear the song, "We Are the Sun," and you own a piece of it, and you are collecting royalties on that or whatever, however it works, or you turn around and sell that NFT in a few years if it's worth something, and you turn around and make some serious cash, that's going to be something. People are doing that right now. I just don't understand it. We have way too much content to not be NFTing. I just have to spend 50, 60 hours understanding it. And right now I'm doing a lot of broadcasting for you guys, so it's not like I have the time to review all of that. But if there's somebody out there that understands NFTs and wants to come on the air, you know the new thing is here, I want to interview somebody once a day. We're going to do the news, we'll have an interview, we're going to play songs, we're going to get into some comedy. And that's what it should be about here every day, is everything at once. So let me see if I can play you something quickly and give myself a moment, a little piece of music for you. I was going to play you a laugh earlier, but let me play a piece of music. We just talked about "We Are the Sun." Maybe I should play that for you. That's a really beautiful tune. Where are my playlists? I'm going to have to plug that in. Where are my playlists? So I'll just write it in over here. Well, you know what? Actually, I want to play something random you guys don't expect. This song right here is a beauty. It's called "Seeds of Tranquility." I wrote this was off my first album last year. So I think that album was called Improvisations. And this song right here, "Seeds of Tranquility." I'm going to give you the link. And if you guys can give it a like and a share, that would be helpful for maybe getting some more views on this. because this is a beaut. You can listen to this on Spotify, on iTunes. Just type in Mark Pires. It's
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the newlyweds, Mr. and Mrs. Simon Doyle.
Saturday night,
What are they doing to me here?
late night, feeling right, all right. It's going to be if we let the pain slip away, let the world feel the light we have to share. I know the flow of the time we come slips through the hourglass, and I know what we can do. Fade into the night, into the day, and then play all night we can. Somewhere under the stars, under the sky, and then we wonder why we are here right now. The hatred, it's unbearable, and I couldn't stand by any longer. No, I gotta get up, I gotta do what I can, I gotta try to make a change. And if you want to join me, I swear we're going to light the way, blaze a path, blaze a path. And blow all the world away with pure light and love and smile and tone of your heart. When the moon comes up over the horizon, I can feel the light. It makes me feel the silence is deafening. I can't be alone. And then the silence, it starts to hurt my ears. I don't know if I can make it another moment. And I'm holding, I'm gonna own it. And I'm taking, I'm faking, and I'm gonna get light. I'm gonna wait tonight. I'm gonna have a nightmare screaming all night. No, I'm waking up wondering what I'm gonna do. Get it with you.
137 live improvisation.
The oldest been in charge since
156,
before the
just like that
revolution,
last year,
until
guys.
the new people invaded.
You know, it's interesting because when you guys hear on YouTube, when I have those songs playing, you're watching the footage, but TikTok's here actually watching me with my eyes closed, just listening and kind of like dancing, orchestrating. I don't know, but it's there's something about these songs going back now that they're completed and we're in a new year and this is all in the past. I mean, for example, this was written on and released on October 16th. I wrote this on October 15th, 2021, and it's on one of my albums. I'd say it's the October album, the 10th album of the year, because I released an album a month. The best 13 albums each month were released. This one right here has got my heart. And I truly believe that each of us have this within us, the power of the sun. And if we could come together and build that light together, we're going to change this world. And I'll be here every day until we do it. Ooh, we are the sun. This one always gets me dancing over here on TikTok. I'm going to pull it up on the main screen here too. Let's get a little danceroo in. By the way, everything you're hearing happened live in the moment. Live looping, live lyrics, everything. I gotta plug in my charger here for you on TikTok. It's so hard. I don't know why it's giving us bad quality.
This place, easy to know, easy to feel it. When you let the world's problems slip away, sitting all alone, sitting alone under the sunlight, feeling all that pure light on your face. We are the sun. We are the sun.
Guys, let's get down.
We are to be sitting in the sun. Feeling all of that beautiful, pure light on your face. Place all that negativity. Yeah, you got it all inside you. It's a drain you. It's holding on to your core. You can't get rid of it. You got to let it go. You cannot let it take your soul. No, you cannot let it be a part of you. You need to detach it from your everyday. Show up and we'll help you with that. Yeah, help you with that. Yeah. We are the sun. When it's dark outside, we'll be the light. Scorching earth with darkness, and will extinguish their hatred, their fear-based propaganda, slowing us down no longer. No, they can't stop what we got here. It's about to blow out this atmosphere. Yeah, 'cause we are the sun. Yeah. We are the sun. We are the sun. Yeah. We are the sun. We are the sun. When it's dark outside, we'll be alone. We are the sun. We are the sun. We are the sun. When it's dark outside, we'll be the light. Baby, yeah. So let baby, yeah. We are the sun. We are the sun. Yeah. We are the sun. We are the sun. We are the sun. It's dark outside. Bang biggity boo. I can't go wrong. We have a little fun over here at Renaissance Man Show. What are you doing? I'll tell you what, I get my exercise. And a pick throw. Pamela got it. There's a pick throw situation going on. I'll tell you, every time I do one of those, I'm feeling like I'm starting to be a little less winded each time. I got to tell you, I love playing that bead seat. There's nothing better. Oh, thank you, Verlitz, for the roses. Thank you guys so much for the love and for hanging out. And Trek, I really appreciate you being here tonight. And let me see who else is here. Sleeping, my friend, you rock. Thank you so much for kicking it with me. And I'm here every single day of the year. This is the 1,120th day in a row of just madness, really. I mean, we have a lot of music here, a lot of comedy. And at the end of the day, we're just trying to break away from the negativity for a little while each day, just to remind ourselves that together we're better, you know. Actually, just a quick side rant, but this entire existence of ours has been a distraction from the reality that we're meant to come together. And every time we start to realize we're meant to come together, they throw another critical world event at us. And if you even think about, you guys who are older than me can explain how it broke down when you were younger and say the Vietnam War and all these things took place. But I feel like every time there was a renaissance where there was an emotional and a cultural breakthrough, a huge tragedy / world war or something would take place in order to sidetrack society from continuing on that path. And now all of a sudden they have a new focus, and it's again about what the people in charge need it to be about. I don't know if that's true. I just feel like it probably is. There have been multiple times in our history that we've gotten close to the understanding that together we're stronger and maybe we should put aside our differences. And then again,
something massive takes place that continues us on the path of hate and division. And then obviously perpetuated by a media machine, the National Enquirer fake news. I really implore you to shut off the negatube. You'll get nothing from it. If you can, tune into programs that have some substance, something positive for you to, we have this philosophy. We want to affect a positive change one person at a time. But really what I want to truly happen for the people that are here with me on the Renaissance Man Show, on TikTok, and anywhere that happens to be watching the show at any time, I want the people who find the program to feel better when they leave. So no matter what it was, I don't care how great they felt when they come into my chat, I want them to leave feeling even better. So if my goal every day is to put on the best show possible so you leave feeling better than you did when you came, then I've accomplished my goal on a daily basis. Even if it's just us forever, I've accomplished my goal on a daily basis. I think I saw something. I've been doing a lot of reference thinking on different clips I see. And Tony Robbins had interviewed Michael Jordan years ago, and he said, why are you the best? Why are you, what makes you better than everybody else? And I think his answer reminds me a lot of why I'm here and why the show tonight is something, the title of the show, or at least the thumbnail, is Stay in Your Own Lane. And I want to explain that. And it made me think of this quote earlier. Not really a quote, but what Michael Jordan said when that answer was posed of him. What made you better than everybody else? And my reality here is this. It's not, I don't compare myself. And that's part of what he was talking about. He's the greatest in the world. So they're asking, what makes you so great? All I'm thinking to myself is the only way to be truly unique and creative within self is to not compare. The moment you start thinking about what other people are doing, then you no longer have control of the creativity that you can actually possess within. It's all when you shut off everything else around you. And for me, I've been shutting off everything around me for 1,120 days in a row. I don't know what anybody else creates. And when I look at it, it sidetracks me. And that's why I don't want to look at anything. I like the fact that I sell real estate all day. I show up here for 2 hours plus every night, and then I cut content for you throughout the day. When I'm in between my real estate appointments, I'm trying to, set up some sort of networking thing, which is impossible these days. There is no networking in Connecticut because of CV. But going through my day, I'm cutting content for this show, pieces from this show. Like tonight, we had a great thing with Peter Ducci. That's dropping tomorrow. And so that's already in my mind. I'm thinking about stuff that has to be clipped. There's something else. I made up some thinking about some Chinese thing. Remember with Bruce Lee's grandfather, or this creator of the 1-Inch Punch, the poop guy? I don't know. I have to go back and find that now and cut that out too. Like in my mind, I have a couple things in my mind from every show that I'm like, okay, after the show, I have to go back and cut those pieces out. I don't know where they are in the show. I don't know where they are. I just know that they're somewhere in the show and I have to go back and locate them. And I have an idea in the beginning part. So I'm looking, I should take notes. But realistically, when you're all alone, this is how you have to work. I'm doing the show. Everything's live creation. So I'm making like little chapter marks in my mind as I go. I'm like, okay, I have 2 definite pieces of content from tonight that I want to drop. And that's how I work. I don't know I play music. It's been here. But anything that happens live here, it has to be dropped as a separate piece of content. That's why I implore you to definitely head over to YouTube and subscribe over there, because I drop all of this stuff, comes out as little clips, as shorts on YouTube, dropping them on TikTok. But it gets real frustrating on TikTok to see, like, I put out 3 things the other day that sat there for a day with 0 views. I was like, what the freak, And I put in a lot of like good hashtags, or I figured would be good hashtags. And that's when I looked at it and I was like, I did a little research. I was like, suppression on TikTok or whatever. And they said, oh, well, if you are, this is what it would look like. And I was like, freaking A, And they said the only way you can get rid of it is if you erase their thing and reinstall it, and then erase your last uploaded email or video and then upload a new one. So I tried all that stuff. I don't know if it's gone up at all, but we'll see. The reality is it's frustrating when we create some pretty good stuff and then no one sees any of it. Like TikTok holds it down, YouTube holds it down. That's just a very frustrating thing, because it would be one thing if we were getting a lot of views and people are just like, dude, you suck, I don't like it. But we haven't even had a chance for anybody to even see it, you know? And that's the thing that's frustrating, is like, I understand the things where people have been out there and like, oh geez, I know that guy. Yeah, he's been out there, he's doing this. Oh, that guy. Like, but we're in a world right now where there's like, 10,000 people in the world that know what I do. And the rest of the planet has not ever seen a thing when I've been live for three years in a row, every day for 2 hours. And that's the problem. That's the reason why I continue to show up every day, because they think I'm going to quit. They keep thinking one of these days, this guy will just get the message that like he's not good enough, or the world is just too blind with the negativity to ever see positivity. Whatever they have in their mind, because I know they have something in their mind. We've clearly seen mods like Google Mookerators. I don't know. I made up some funny thing one day. The what did I call them? The goggle moderators. They come in and like pull comments down the middle of our show. So like we know weird stuff's going on. In fact, you know what was funny? The day that I got the puppy in New York City, I was trying to think about what I said that night. They called my show a yellow show on YouTube, which means they don't allow it to be seen. Like anybody who has already subscribed to my show will find it, but they won't advertise it anywhere. So no one's going to find that episode anywhere. It was such a great episode. I talked about how I got in the car and took an hour drive down to the city, hour plus drive to the city to pick up the puppy, and through the night, middle of the night, pitch black. And it was a cool story. And then we had some great music that night. We had some comedy, but there was nothing offensive. I don't swear ever on the show. So I'm like, why would they give me a yellow? And once I appealed, they came back and said, yep, no, this is a yellow. And I'm like, what the freak did I say? The only thing that was weird that whole show is I talked about how I don't think that people should put any focus on their children beyond learning, beyond doing the things that children should do. Remember we had that conversation. I talked about how there was this mom who she's basically pushing on her children to be of different persuasion. And I'm like, and these little kids that are 5, 6 years old are thinking about gender when they should be thinking about playing with Barbies and playing with building blocks and with dolls and whatever the heck they do, because my kids do that at 6. And like, you don't force subjects that are adult subjects on kids. That's too much. It's something they can't handle. And this kid was proof of that, because he came out and he said, oh yeah, my mommy says that I could be a gay, I could be lesbian, or whatever. And she said, and if I choose not to be, she'll make me be one of them. And she's like, what are you saying right now? And he's like, yeah, no, that you'll make me be one. If I don't choose one, you'll make me be one. And she's like, well, no. And he's like, a 5-year-old kid just responding the way he sees it. She's forcing him to feel things. Why is he thinking about that at 5? So I had that conversation. They hit me with a yellow. Like, what a touchy world, right? Like, why can't people just have a little conversation like that without getting pulled from being advertisable for a full 3-hour, 2.5-hour show for like a 5-minute rant? It's like, that's the only thing I can think. The other thing I played was a Donald Trump episode, but I've played full, like 5 or 6 episodes. I played the full 30 episodes one show, I think it was, or 35 episodes, not the full thing. I think it did 25 and then we got really tired, and that one didn't get yellowed. So doing one shouldn't have got me a yellow. It's just weird. I think it was because I made the comment about, I don't want to say being he, she, whatever, the whole thing. People get really offended by that. I don't understand. Look, I want people to be happy. Whatever anybody sees themselves as, I'm very happy if you smile. I want you to smile. I just think that when it comes to children, because I have 3 of them, they're very impressionable. They will do what you tell them because you're mom, your dad. And if you tell them to do something that you think is right because you want to change the system, that's not the right way. That's not the right thing to do, to manipulate a child's mind to do the thing that you want them to do. You should allow them to understand who they are. We're on a journey, each and every one of us, to understand our greatness. We can't do that if we're forced in a direction by the ones who are supposed to be taking care of us. And that's what I find most disturbing about 2022. Someone said this best, but back in the day, my parents, like our parents, they would shield their kids from anything. If there's a bullet, they're getting in the way of it for their kid, right? Now, today, 2022, 2021, 2022, we're shielding ourselves with our kids. Oh, the kids are a risk to us. They could be passing us CV. Oh, they're such a risk to us. We have to shoot them up with something that's not, nobody knows what happens to a child with this in 10 years. We do know with some weird stuff's been happening, but nobody knows what happens in 10 years. We shouldn't do this. Let's shield ourselves with our children. Let's take their lives and just put it right in front of ours because we're so worried about getting this. Everyone's getting it anyway. And by the way, the kids are the least of the concern, and we would actually prefer, I think, for them to get it as like for a full herd immunity situation to take place. People have to get the actual thing, not something made by Bill Gates. Okay. And the reality is everything's happening exactly the way I thought it would. And that's why I've remained very, very strong to date, and why I've had to deal with the backlash, and maybe the reason why we've had a lot of other issues with, the country. It's not just us, but anybody who is skeptical is on the outside, and it doesn't mean that it's right. In fact, it makes it wrong. This is a country of inclusion, not division, and not, segregation. They're literally segregating and discriminating now, and that's okay. And they're doing it based on something that doesn't stop transmission or anything. You're talking about Twilight Zone. People, they just in California made something else. You can't do something without having a card. I'm like, what is your card? I don't want to go anywhere where you tell me, you're only allowed in if you have a card. I'm not coming in. I'll go a place where it's all people who haven't gotten their cards. Because at the end of the day, those are the people that I think are more careful. I see people walking around willy-nilly just because they're all on bugabooed. Those are the same people that had it over Christmas. They all thought they were good. The issue is when people take their guard down and they're like, oh, I'm good because I got mine. And then yeah, you did. I told you guys, and maybe this is what pulled me down. They'll probably get this today too, but I've had several people recently who came down with it and had a really tough go with this thing while fully bugabooed. They survived, thank goodness. But I'm just saying, it wasn't a day, it wasn't 2 days, it was a couple weeks where one of them still dealing with some issues. So I don't want to hear that if you get a bugaboo, you're good. And you don't get sick. These are just lies. These are in order to get you in line. Even today, if you're Fauci saying, oh, the data is telling it's true that you can get the bugaboos if you get a bugabooster. It's going to really get your antibody strength up even really good. And what these people just make up stuff every day to keep you in that line, to get your 4th, your 5th, your 6th as you fall down 6 feet below. And they don't give a crap. There's no recourse for your family on your behalf. And here's the thing I just don't understand. The push, and the spread, there's no stop to the spread based on what they've created in a lab on both ends. There's no stop to the spread. So that means that your inoculation is a placebo. What are we talking about here? I thought the whole concept was you create something that stops it. Oh, no, that wasn't ever the intent. What's the intent then? Tell me, please. I'd like to know. What are we talking about over here? What is the intent if it's not about stopping this thing? Anybody? Bueller? So it doesn't... I definitely know I'm not the only one who's scratching their head. I think most people are scratching their head. I just think I'm a little more vocal about it than others. Most people are willing to just do it in their bedroom with their spouse, behind closed doors situation. But this is the moment taking place. This is the only truth show I know because I don't know anything else except for living in the moment, and I don't watch other programs. I stopped watching TV 1,120 days ago. I used to love watching TV. Guys, the other day I put down my screen upstairs. It's 120 inches. It comes out of the ceiling. projector. I put that in when I moved into this house. I had the same thing in my old house. I used to watch movies every night. I used to game back, like when I was a realtor back first couple of years. Young kids, I'd game for a little, I'd do some gaming and stuff. You know, I haven't turned a TV on for myself or a game or anything like that. Well, definitely the TV in 1,120 days. The game has been probably like, 5 years, 8 years. I haven't touched a game in 8 years. My kid plays games. The same games I used to play, he's playing now. It's crazy. And I never sit to play. It's funny. I used to love playing games, and now I have no interest. I want to be here with you guys. I want to create something with you guys. I want to do something. I don't want to sit down and play someone else's creation. I want to be the creation. I want to allow something magical to take place. Taking a snipe shot from the top of a building. Oh, that's so cool. Creating a piece of comedy that's here forever. Or creating a song that someone in 50 years can listen to and be like, wow, I wonder what he was thinking when he wrote this. I have no idea. I wrote it in the moment. If you were there that night, you wouldn't know. In fact, you can go back in the archives and you can see that day. You can watch the entire process. You could watch the 6-minute song when it was a 35-minute song when he first created it live and then edited it down to 6 or to 5 or whatever it is. But they're all created live and they're long journeys. And then I edit them down in order to be perfect. You're so funny, Jacqueline. Oh, goodness, guys. We did this again. Another freaking show. An hour and 46 minutes. We did an hour worth of news today. How crazy was that? Man, that song's killer. That song is killer, isn't it? It just gets me going every time. So I do want you guys to see something here. There's so many crazy shorts on the YouTube page, guys. Please go through them. Cycle through. I'm keeping everything short for you. I want to make sure you guys can get in there, watch a quick 30-second clip, 1-minute clip, and then get back to your day. We'll do more long stuff. I've just been slowing down on that because I don't think people, nobody sees this. I'll put out an awesome piece of content. Okay, let's see. Here's Back to the Future, Mark, episode 9 or 10, HOV lane 2769. Let's see how many views this had. This was a hilarious bit. Let's see how many views this had.
So I've got my essay written, and I've been working on it for about a week.
This is proving my point. Okay, I released this on December 5th, guys. It is January 25th. Back to the Future, Mark. Hilarious. I'm in a freaking car driving in space. 64 views on planet Earth. I've got 8,000 subscribers. 64 views. They don't share it. So why will I put out a friggin' awesome 18-minute mini movie that no one's 64 people in the world are going to see? Now, just as a side example, let's just see what happens if you go and look at the shorts I've been dropping lately. I just want to see, not all of them get hit and not all of them get a lot of views, but let's just take a quick look. Just as an example, I had 64 views since December 5th. Teleprompter operator fired for his prank was 9 hours ago. It's got 49 views already. Okay? Texting Tough Guy's got 43 views. That was yesterday. All right, not everything hits. There's a attorney hit and run that should have gotten a lot of views. It's got 31 views. Whatever. But the point is, they're getting a lot more views than my longer clips were. How about this? Who knew Donald Trump had bars? It's Donald Trump rapping Rapper's Delight. 351 views from 3 days ago. When I originally released the Rapper's Delight song as Trump singing and rapping the song, it maybe still to this date has 200 or 300 views. I wonder even, let's just look and see. This is a good way to understand what people are looking at, or if we can't get people to see my actual content, but people are seeing shorts, random people, we're getting them to see our show, and then maybe they'll come in and want to see the longer stuff. But we can't keep doing this. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. I'm not going to do the same thing over and over this year. This year, it's going to be shorts. I got so much content there, long form stuff. And I'm going to take 15-minute clips and drop 15 shorts, 1 minute each. And that'll be the new thing. And then maybe I'll take the shorts and put them all together into one, and we'll do one thing each week or something. But I have to do something different in order to break through the friggin' wall that they've created around this program. And I think shorts are the way to go. Let me show you another example right now. This is just, there's a few that I was like, whoa, I couldn't believe. Let me see. We want to check that other thing out, but let me just find out. Okay. How's my Trump impression? I put this up. It's got 658 views from 5 days ago. Not bad. For this show, that's a lot of views for any couple days. We don't get 600 views for any content. They don't let people see it. Dr. Fauci messaging until yesterday, 971 views 6 days ago. Pretty freaking good when we talked about 64 views for something from December 5th, right? So I think this is the way to go. Dr. Weasel Fauci impression, 326 views. So not all of them are hits. 65 here, 46 there. Dr. Weasel Fauci, that one has 1K views. Here's one over here, 1.2K, the Superman. Supermark Pooperman. That one was hilarious. This is 10 days ago. This should have, this, by the way, should have 7 billion views. This is one of the funniest things I've ever done in my life. And it's 15 seconds long, but I want to show it to you real quick. And you tell me, yeah, why would this not be in a million eyes right now? Just so people can stop for a second. You know how many people on TikTok saw this?
Action!
104.
Super Hammer on duty. We got the duty. I'm sorry, guys. Take 7, I did a duty.
Take 7, I did a duty. That is one of the funniest clips ever, right? My goodness. You have to appreciate what it is for what it is, you know? And when I did Supermark and we created all these other side bits, those happened. But 1,206 views on that. And that was 10 days ago. That's 100 views a day, a little over 100 views a day. Another Supermarket bit, 846 views. Not bad, guys, right? So, like I said, Supermark tryouts gone wrong, 2.6K views from 12 days ago. So look, I'm going back and seeing now these different things have gotten more views, shorts, than my actual content ever gets. So I think I have to stick on this path and see if Time Traveler comedy movie, 15 seconds long, got 847 views. That's Back to the Future. Okay. Back to the Future, Mark, one of the actual scenes that's going to be in the movie, got 64 views since December 5th. Me telling you that there's going to be a movie called Back to the Future, Mark, got 847 views in 2 weeks. This is the society we live in these days. The content and the comedy itself gets no views, but you talk about it, then people want to, let's go watch that. Crisis Line, we had 7. Okay. I mean, look, at the end of the day, Wolf of Crypto, this little bit here, it's 607. So we're getting some views, but even my face swaps, 171 views from 3 weeks ago. That is one of the funniest bits. It's a super face swap. And
with MailChimp,
it's not enough for me to say, okay, I'm going to drop a clip every single day. You know? Because if we were getting 600, 700, 800 views a day from people when I put out a piece of content, I'm like, okay, it's hitting. People are seeing it. But when I put it out and 64 people see it in a month and a half, I'm like, no, that can't be. I can't go hustle and rush to go put that out for 65 people to see in a month and a half. It's just insanity on my part, you know? And for a long time, I was like, look, I'll just keep doing it. I'll show up. I'll keep pounding it out. And one of these days, something will slip through. Nothing ever slips through. These people do not allow anything to slip through, except I guess the shorts. There's something with the shorts that some things kind of wind up slip through a little bit. And I'm going to go with that. Yes, Back to the Future, Mark, is going to be it's one of my movies. I'm from the year 2769. I've been everybody in history, essentially. So that's something you'll learn about.
Action!
Check this out. I don't even know what this is I just pulled. Oh, this is my face swap.
Let me tell you a story. Young man, you come down, you start a show. December 31st, 2018. He says, try to make a change, effect.
Uh-oh.
A positive change. One person at a time. Who knew he'd have such a hard time reaching the world with the message of love and light. He does anyway, show up. Today,
we're going to overview some of the people who've been watching the program for a long time now.
You're gonna say that thanks to Mark Pires, Renaissance Man.
Hi, Mark. It's Dr. Evil. I just wanted to say... Wait, hold, where are you taking me? I'm trying to say a couple messages to the Renaissance Man. Sure. So, you made it to 3 years straight.
You did, Dr. Evil.
Our allies like Mark Zuckerchooch have done a phenomenal job stopping his content, but we must work harder. I'm thinking murder hornets. Let's order them in bulk and send them to the Renaissance Man.
That's a great idea, Dr. Evil.
I know. I'm frickin' Dr. Evil. Let's see if he makes it to 4.
Today is the 3-year anniversary and the new year of Mark Pires Renaissance Man. I feel kind of bad. I called him lazy at the 500 days. I said, you better show us that you really want it. And now he's here, almost 1,100 days in a row. 3 years. Yeah, he's winning big league. And I wanted to say congratulations. Yes, no, he's doing good. I try to call every once in a while, Balatia and we watch it Mar-a-Lago with Baron. Just make sure when you tune into YouTube that you get to the Renaissance Man show and you'll win big league, just like me and Balatia. And Baron, too, he's 12 feet tall. He's still growing, actually. Winning big league. Anyway, congratulations, Mark.
Hi, Mark. It's Elon Musk. I just wanted to thank you for all of your hard work. You're doing a great job for humanity with your positivity show. I'm going to keep working on Tesla, and you keep working on humanity. Happy New Year. Hi, it's Jordan Peterson. I just wanted to tell you how much I appreciate your work. You've been broadcasting live for over 1,000 days in a row. It's very hard to do that in 2021 with all of the cancel culture. You're doing it very effectively. I must confess, I'm a huge fan of the messaging. I'm always watching your show. And I just want you to know I'm very proud of you.
I just wanted to say congratulations to Mark Pires Renaissance Man. He's tuning in 3 years live. I was hoping to be there in studio, but I'm there in spirit.
I just wanted to say congratulations to Mark Pires Renaissance Man. Talking about 3-year anniversary. You kidding me? It's such a big deal. I couldn't believe it. I was watching the show the other night. I'm like, he's doing 3-year anniversary? We're almost there? I was like, are you kidding me? Whoa. This guy's crazy, doing it every night. I called Zoolander. I was like, are you kidding me? This guy's going live every day. We started tuning in together and watching it. I called Christopher Walken, too, to tell him about it.
I just want to say congratulations to the Renaissance Man. 3 years? Are you kidding me? That's some serious dedication.
Hi, Mark. It's Bezos. I just wanted to wish you a happy new year. 3 years in a row. That is phenomenal. You know, I started Amazon because I put my head down and I just kept going. Your pursuits are your own, Mark. You need to put your head down like Bezos and you can accomplish anything. So happy new year.
What's up, guys? Gary V. I'm crushing it. Just wanted to let you know, Mark Pires Renaissance Man, 1,095 days in a row, 3 years in a row live, crushing it. Look, I told you, if you're not willing to put the time in and be everything for the people and then show your love, then you'll never crush it.
Mark, it's Dr. Facce. Just wanted to say congratulations. That's a lot to do, 3 years in a row. I mean, doing it 1 year in a row is a lot. But I just wanted to say, make sure you get your bugaboo. I'm very proud of the bugaboo. It doesn't work, but go get it, okay? Make your neighbors feel safe. And I just wanted to say Happy New Year.
Hi, Mark. It's Bill Gates. I just wanted to say congratulations. 3 years in a row. That's phenomenal. I've been working on Facce, as you know. I'm trying to stop the population from growing. I mean, I didn't say that. I'm just joking. Anyway, lots to do. Happy New Year, Mark.
Just want to say congratulations on my favorite talk show, variety program. I tune in sometimes, listen to my music, Yeah, and I love it. Whoa! Sometimes I'll throw a hoo-ah out there. It's Al Pacino. I'm doing another film right now. It's about the Renaissance man. Anyway, just want to say thank you. Thank you for all your dedication.
This is Richard Dreyfuss. I just wanted to say congratulations to Mark. 3 years, live, in a row. That's quite the dedication. Look, I just wanted to say Happy New Year's to the Renaissance man.
Hi, Mark. It's Keanu. Just wanted to say you're doing a phenomenal job. 3 years in a row. It's amazing. Even though you're kind of living in the Matrix.
I hope you've seen the light of day. Man tries to do all his part to see the world a better place. Oh no.
Sometimes he gets a setback.
Depends, you quit or you go. This man, he keep going. I told him, take a break, go, nap it out, wake up tomorrow, you try again.
He doesn't hear me.
He does what he wants. He's the Renaissance man. Show. Who know?
I did. I told him.
You're gonna get there. Just don't ever stop. The sun starts burning your feet. You run faster. So I hope you understand the dedication involved and the heart as well. You gotta have a heart. I hope you get this now. The message is clear as night. Renaissance man, every night, every day,
forever.
Make sure you tune in. I'll see you there.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh, that ending right there always gets me. That ending always gets me. You know? Like, I'm doing it, and all of a sudden we got an ending like that, you know? Pretty crazy stuff. So, it looks like we did it again, didn't we, fam and friends? I'm going to flip the camera again real quick so the fam over here on TikTok can see the outro. See, this is what we have to do. I have my green screen on so you guys can see at least what the radio background is here on the show. But realistically, you should head over to YouTube to see the show. It's much better. Let's see. There we go. So I want to say thank you. TikTok, you guys rock. Sleeping Money, I really appreciate you. If you haven't yet, please give me a follow. I'll follow you guys back. And Trek, there's Trek. Trek, you rock, buddy. Thank you so much for coming to kick it with me. And remember, tomorrow we do this all over again for day 1,121 in a row. As always, I hope to get on earlier, but it most likely will be 10 p.m. If I can, though, I'll get on around 1 and do 2 hours. And it will be just one show. Make sure you follow me on Telegram, guys. It's in my link tree. The Telegram link is the best way to make sure you are aware when I'm live or when I drop a piece of content. I drop everything out over there. Hey, Will, how are you, buddy? And at the end of the day, guys, remember there is always going to be a show here every day of the year. So you missed a lot, but it's all there for you. It's all cataloged. Go back and pick out a piece of comedy, a piece of music, a piece of inspiration, and share something with someone in need. Remember, the world is dying, but it doesn't have to die. We can save it. There's still time. And I keep showing up hoping that maybe we'll break through the negative vibe out there and start getting people to feel something positive. You know? Spirit-filled! So good to see you. You rock. I love your content. And, guys, I'm so pumped to be able to come on here on TikTok and get them into the lives now. Like, at least we got above the threshold to go live. But we need to build out that platform. There's lots of stuff there to make you laugh. So if you have any questions, tomorrow we may do something unique. But again, my plan is to have a interview every single day. So if you guys have any suggestions, anybody who wants to come on to talk about a business, about a passion of theirs, or just to come on and talk about something they enjoy about the show, my Calendly link is very simple, calendly.com/Mark Pires. You can go there and sign up and get an appointment to come on the show. It's a show every day of the year. So you can pick a date somewhere in the future. If you're putting out a book and you want to have a little interview before to promote it, or afterwards, you can do that. Just pick a date in the Calendly. My hope is to book out the entire year, one interview a day. I have all the hours open, but if someone picks a day, I'm just going to block out the rest because I only want to do one interview a day. This show will be something that doesn't exist. Live news, live comedy, improv, live songwriting in the moment like you've been hearing. This song's one of mine too. Live inspiration, and the most important thing of all, live every day of the freaking year. So, fam and friends, do your part to let somebody know what we're up to. And be the one that opens this platform up to others. My favorite thing about being, someone in the 90s and early 2000s that was growing up and the internet still wasn't really where it is grassroots was a thing. People would go out and they'd play a bootleg for somebody and get 50 people to fall in love with a band. They'd get like a whole school to fall in love with a new artist just because no one had heard of it yet. The internet has watered everything down. But the reality is, there are diamonds in the rough. And if you could help people find them and bring them some joy, it is a great omen on your soul. Guarantee it. We in this life have two things we can do. We can help people or we can hurt people. I've shown up for 1,121 days tomorrow, trying to help people find the light. We're living in a world where everybody wants to divide over things like religion and over gender and whatever. At the end of the day, there is no such thing. We are one race, the human race. There is no such thing as white, black, anything. There is nobody on this planet that's white. There's very few. There's a couple of albinos. Everybody else has a color to them. I'm not white. Nobody's white. We're all unique. But color means abso-freaking-lutely nothing. And if we want to get real about it, the true people, the chosen ones, are who we consider today the African Americans or the blacks. That is who the chosen ones are. If you find the Bible from 1400, there's pictures of Jesus and of Mary and Joseph. They're all black. It's beautiful. Why did they change it? Because we're racist as a society in history. Not today. We've made ourselves, the perception is we are again. We have not been. When we voted in Barack Obama to be the president, not once but twice, we proved that our nation has a bigger heart than the brick that people think is in our heads. Our hearts opened up. We wanted the better man to be the president, so they voted in Barack Obama. He should not have been voted in for a second term. He was a horrible president in the first term. But we as a nation voted him for a second term. You don't do that if you're a racist nation. The facts have to mean something. And we can't just take some random person spewing something saying, oh, well, this is not good. This is not, oh, these people did. The facts mean something. And spin. There's something, look into this. In 2014, Obama created a new bill that he signed into effect where you're allowed to create propaganda in the United States. For like 30 years, you weren't able to do it. From the 70s, you weren't allowed to put anything that's not fake or that was not real out into the news. He changed it in 2014 to allow propaganda and misinformation to be put out into the mainstream. Here's my question. I put it out there yesterday. I want you guys to tell me if this is something that lines up. The date of that execution, when before or after did Trumper come down the elevator saying he's running? That's what I want to know. Because if he came out, say, a month before this bill was released and passed, and the Trumper came down a month before saying he's running,
And then all of a sudden, a month later, Barack is coming out there, Barry's coming out there and saying, oh, look, we're going to be able to change some things here. We're going to just tell people what the hell we want. That's like Joe Biden. What was I just doing? Joe, it's Barack. Whoa, what are we talking about? Now I'm doing Joe Biden. Can't do Barack, I guess. Yesterday I was doing him. Sometimes you hear him, sometimes you don't. Guys, also, when you're on at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 hours and 10 minutes into a show, you get a little tired, you know. No white man. That's right. There's no such thing. We're all just humans. We're souls stuck inside skin. I never could understand that. I mean, I was brought up differently, I guess, but I remember my father telling me when I was really young, we treat people with respect, assuming they're going to give it back. And in life, you're going to give it, assuming everybody will give it back. But we treat people the way they treat us. If someone treats you like crap, you don't give it back to them anymore. But everybody's on the same playing field. My father moved here from Portugal when he was 6 years old. So he appreciated all culture. And he brought us up that way. So for me, I never could understand anybody being racist. I just said that's ignorance. Racism is ignorance. Shannon, thank you so much. You rock. But racism is truly just straight up ignorance. And I said something early on when this whole thing happened with George Floyd last year, because I felt bad for the man. Look, he had been through some things. He was actually like a 5-time criminal. Like, he'd been through some things, but nobody deserves to die at the hand of anybody, police officer or anything. So I felt really bad about what happened there. But I was trying to figure out how all of a sudden it turned this whole country into this flipped upside down thing that everybody was racist and every white person's evil and they come from a racist tendency and that there's some sort of white privilege, which I can't comprehend to this day. If that was a thing, then I wouldn't be struggling 3 years in to get through to people. Like, my white privilege would have gotten me through to people, right? So I've been proving that hard work means nothing when it comes to those exterior elements. But the reality is, when they pushed this narrative out there, I said to myself, how could we get there? If I was in a room with 100 white people, considered white people, Caucasian, whatever, and they all were jerks and they had negative attitudes and they were mean people, I don't freaking want to be around those people. Those are not my friends. I'm out of that room as soon as I can freaking get out of that room. You put me in a room, I'm the only white guy in that room, and all those people have love coming out of their heart. Those are my best friends in the world. Those are my best friends in the world. I've had friends of every nationality, race, creed. The people who have light coming out of their hearts, those are my brothers and sisters. And they're from all walks. I had a friend with tattoos all over his neck and face. One of the kindest souls I've ever known in my life. So when it comes down to it, remember, find the people who have light coming out of them and forget about the skin color. That means nothing. Their actions are everything. I wrote a song called The Truth. This is the truth. And I'm thinking about the guy who had tats. He was my bass player. Sweetest guy ever, Jay. I showed up one morning, 2003, to his girlfriend's place in Bedford, New York. And I pull up, or maybe about 11:30, something like that. I was so excited. I didn't want to get there too early because they used to sleep in. We're young. We're like 19 years old, touring, playing music every day. And so I get there and I say, Jay, I wrote a song last night. I didn't have a name for this song. I said, I wrote a song last night. I got to play it for you. I was just so amped about it. I start playing it. When I finished it up, he goes, that's the truth. And I'm like, he goes, that's the truth. That song is the truth. That's the name of the song. And he named two of my songs. That one and another song that I had called Sleeping Alone at Night. And he goes, no, that's called Cave Song. He goes, it just reminds me of a cave song. I don't know. So I called that Cave Song. It's on I'll play that one for you one night on a Saturday night because that's the first line. It was a Saturday night. Anyway, so Jay basically, I guess he just was somewhat prophetic with that. You know, he came up with the two titles, and Cave Song being the one. And again, I still don't understand where the concept of Cave Song comes from. I don't know. I'm not even sure why I was telling the story, to be honest, but yeah, I have no idea why I was telling the story now, to be honest. Jay Berta. What a great guy this guy was. Holy cow. All right, so basically here's the bottom line. So I'm sitting there, I play the song for him, he goes, "That's the truth." And I kept the name of the song. The line is this, and this is why I think he said it. The chorus comes around and it goes, "We can never have it all. It's hard enough keeping what we've made, a choice. And now we've got to live with who we are." I'm trying to hear it. Got that going on in the background. Until you wake again, wearing thin through your skin, win, lose, or draw, someone's keeping score. Down here or up there, it doesn't matter till your dying day. That's why you give it to people the way you want it back. And so when I said that to him, until you wake again, wearing thin through your skin, win, lose, or draw, someone's keeping score. Down here or up there, it doesn't matter till your dying day. That's why you give it to people the way you want it back. You give it to people the way you want it back because we can never have it all. Until we wake again, wearing thin through your skin, win, lose, or draw, someone's keeping score. Down here or up there, it doesn't matter till your dying day. That's why you give it to people the way you want it back. You go through this life and you give it to people the way you want it back. When it comes to an end, you will be in a good position, my friend. You will be exactly where you need to be to collect. You can't do more than open your heart on a daily basis and do something positive for another. Nothing more can and should be expected of you. You don't have to go to a building in order to throw 10% of what you made that week into some freaking envelope and pass it down the way for them to go and spend on something that has nothing to do with your belief. Someone said yesterday there's 700 and something books in the Bible. Nobody knows this, but they took a ton of. There's something called the Council of Nicaea, and they just devoured the original Bible. They pulled out the Book of Thomas, all these books. They ripped them all out because they made Jesus seem human. They didn't want Jesus to seem human. Obviously, they wanted him to be the only God in history. But the reality is, it would be a lot more of a comfortable feeling if I knew he was just like me. And what he was trying to say to each and every one of us is that each of us have God within us. The only way, the truth, the way, and the light is within each and every one of us. God made us. We are God. We are a piece. We are a sequence of God, each and every one of us. And we can create our own reality. We can manifest our own existence. It's very difficult. I don't know. I mean, in general, I think that's about living in the moment and trusting self. But we can do so much that is impossible to the everybody else around. Even if I was not me, and I came across a program that says they release an album a month of songs written live in the moment and a feature film every single month of the year, I'd be like, bull crap. There's nobody who could create that much. But I say it confidently because I've been doing it now for a year. We did 156 songs last year. I got to get one out, and then I got to get an album out in the next 6 days, guys. I'll have an album out for the January album. Will be out in the next 6 days. When I say I do. But the thing is, from the outside, it's a bit absurd because nobody can create that much content effectively. But I can tell you, find me a bad song. There's a couple at the very beginning that are really long. They're jams and stuff. So I cycled them down to really tight tunes towards the end of the year. But find me something. Go through all the songs on Spotify while you drive around. There's 10 hours worth of songs from last year that I released. They're all you could purchase them all in multiple forms. You can go and buy them on any music store. You could buy an actual signed CD. I have them on my website. You go to markpires.com and I will sign the CD, send it out to you. And there's 12 albums to purchase. But the reality is anybody would think that's nuts. And I want to do it every year, forever. And Twilight Zone, to me, Truman Show is when somebody is creating that much and the world has no idea it's going on. That's Truman Show. I'm pretty sure I created more music last year than anybody else on the planet. And nobody knew it, except for this small group of people here. That's insanity to me. That is straight up Truman Show. I know for a fact there is a whole world that watches this show outside of our current world. Because I wouldn't exist just for nobody to ever, for the world to just be blind forever. I come and I go and someone's like, wait, there was a guy who did all that? That's the way it's pushed. That's the agenda for the show when it comes from the left, or when it comes from who's running the program, the internet. Somebody the other day said something interesting. They said, dude, these are private companies. They don't have to broadcast your show. They don't have to, if they want to suppress your show or pull your show down, they can do that. They're private companies. I said, okay, I understand you're saying that, but the whole point of the internet was to have free and open access so people can search things and find things. For you to hold down things that are anti your message, and you're only letting people see the 5 channels that broadcast your message, that is the problem I have with the future and with the internet that they're trying to propose. We should not only get the message they want us to see, we should have all information and decide from there. The issue is when they decide to treat us like we're idiots and only give us the things that they need us to believe. That's what I have a real problem with. When I was a kid, if I didn't like what I was watching on TV, I'd use that remote control and I'd go up a channel, I'd go down a channel, I'd click in a couple numbers and I'd switch to HBO or something. But I did not have to watch it. I didn't have to believe it. This is the world that I'm concerned about for our children, is when they're only told what they can believe. And if you don't believe it, then we put you in some sort of containment room or in some sort of concentration area. They just created a whole new wing of the military, I believe it is, where they can just go into homes. Like for example, someone says, hey, I don't like what they're doing with this mandate or whatever, and they're going and saying, they could literally send like the federal bureau in after you as a domestic terrorist situation. It's just unbelievable. None of it makes sense to me. And that's the world that I fear for my children, is that they have to toe the line or else they're going to jail. Like, that's straight up, we're talking about straight up communism, and nobody wants to talk about it. Oh, you're crazy. No, this is a capitalist nation. It will never go that way. This has been a 50 to 80 year push towards this. I think that's why they got rid of JFK. A lot of it was something to do with the way he was handling Cuba. And actually, I don't want to speak about that. I have no idea what happened with JFK. I did see a crazy video lately or just recently that I think is probably fake. They said that the driver was the one that took him out from the front, because you see his head goes back. There is something weird that happens there. But regardless, there's so much stuff we cover here. I got to get some more information though before I talk about something like JFK. I definitely don't have enough to even give you any information on that. I think I saw the movie JFK years ago, but same thing. Tom Hanks, really? He's a bit of a creeper. Just saying. Oh, goodness, guys. So remember, tomorrow, when we do this all over again, I hope to see you. So, TikTok, you guys are awesome. Let me see if I can say goodnight to you. I'm rolling in over here. Trek, Discipline, John, sleeping, and there's a fourth, someone else over here that's kicking. I want to thank you for being here with me. If you have not yet, please give me a follow, because this is a show live forever, and Trek knows this. It's hard to find this show, so give me a follow, and just so you at least know, every day of the year I'm going to be on, and in 6 months you may be like, hey, remember that guy? I want to watch him tonight. I'll be on, so make sure you give me a follow so you can find me that night. So guys, anyway, till tomorrow, remember, if there's anything you want me to get into tomorrow, any news stories, you could send me an email at mp@markpires.com. Check out markpires.com. Beatseat.rocks. That's my official address for my invention, the Beat Seat, the first drum for singer-songwriters. And I'll be dropping shorts for you guys all day tomorrow. We had that douchey bit from earlier, right, Trek? That douchey bit was good. We're doing it, Peter Douchey. When he did it, and he like went and he got like that special douche situation, like that one, we were like, yay, you know. Jen Psaki didn't like when he did the douchey thing. You know, she's like, she made a weird face when he did the douchey. You know, Peter Douchey. Sometimes when he shows up and he brings the extra special douchey, like he'll be like, oh, I got the extra special douchey from Belgium. They were doing a special at Walmart. So I picked up the special edition douchey. And that one was brought to you, I believe. Wait, Joanne, who was that? Oh, yeah, that's right. By Manon. Oh, fam and friends. TikTok, you guys rock. I will see you tomorrow. Please do me a favor. I dropped so many shorts here the last 3 days trying to get any of them to be seen. So there's lots of really funny stuff. Just go watch it. Please give some likes, some comments on them. I will respond to each and every one of you. And I just want to thank you again for hanging with me tonight. And remember, I will see you tomorrow. I appreciate you. And if you want to stick around, I'll leave this message to each and every one of you on the way out before we peace it out. Remember, fam and friends, Bradley, Chris, Keith Henry, Jacqueline, Grace. I'm so glad you could find us here, even with Michael's profile. You're with us, and that's all that matters. We miss you when you're not with us, but I'm so glad at least you're watching on Rumble. This show is live on Twitch, Rumble, DLive, Facebook, Zuckerchooch Book. You won't find it there, but it's there. And Twitter, and also on LinkedIn. All of those shows are running right now. I don't know if anybody sees any of it, but it's out there, people. Every day forever, we're going live on lots of platforms through Restream. And I like to push the YouTube platform. I want to build this sucker out. I want to thank officially again to say thank you to the 8,000, a little over 8,000 subs we have right now over on YouTube. We started this, I've had this YouTube page open for years, but I didn't start doing the show until December 31st, 2018. I didn't start doing YouTube until day 318 in a row, which we had 259 subscribers. I started with 83 actually, I think, when I switched over to about 83 subs. Pushed up to 259 when I met a fella named Sig Sauer. Sig Sauer then made it his mission to talk to Scott from Planet X, who talked to Wages World, who then brought you guys into this family. And so without Wages World and Scott and Sig Sauer, I would still today be broadcasting to 2 people as opposed to 12 or 13. Oh, goodness. But I appreciate you. And remember, I show up no matter what. If it was 0, I'd still show up because this world needs a positive message to find. And one day, when I no longer am able to broadcast any longer because my time has come and gone, I will have gone out with a freaking roar. You better expect it. Mid-show. Oof. Just kidding. I hope that doesn't happen. That'd be creepy. But I do plan on showing up and continuing to deliver whatever I'm intended to release into this world on a daily basis. I think we creators are intended to entertain, but some people are doing it in the wrong way. They're not using their powers that they were given in the right manner. They're pulling people away from the goal, which is connecting. And they're creating divisive content. And I refuse to do that. Yeah, some of the stuff with the Trumper and whatever, I guess some people are going to hate, but at the end of the day, my heart is in the right place. It's trying to create a place of peace for all of us. So I will keep trying, fam, for each and every one of us. So until tomorrow, fam and friends, it's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance, man. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. You got to go away. Yeah, yeah. You go away. You got to go away. See you tomorrow, fam. Have a great night.